Greetings, everybody, and welcome to a new collection overview video. Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while. This time I figured, since I'm kind of getting my movies kind of collected by genre and, or whatever specific, style I want to have set up for the collection, I figured, hey, I finally have all of the editions that have been released for this particular movie thus far. And so I figured, hey, why not do a collection overview? Yeah. What am I talking about? Find out next on the Media Files. Welcome back. This movie, when it came out, a lot of things had changed in the world. This movie came out right around in the summer of 2002, just only a few months after 9/11 happened. And so, and granted, it was actually one of the first movies that I know of that is basically the first ever modern war related film. Yeah, we have, the Great War, World War One. World War II, Vietnam, the Civil War, a whole bunch of other stuff. But, we really hadn't had, any kind of movies that really kind of portrayed, current events or like any kind of like the modern warfare, like from the 90s into, the early 2000s. So, after doing the film Hannibal, director Ridley Scott was hard at work on Black Hawk Down. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about today. That's right. All three versions of Black Hawk Down that have been released. So, first up, we have the original release of Black Hawk Down. Yeah. Here we go. The first case with Josh Hartnett there, starring as Matt as Sergeant Eversman. Yeah. Now, granted, some of the characters in this film, they are based on real people that actually happened. Some of them have been kind of, smushed together to create kind of like an original character, but they're all based on the actual events that happened. With this film, it happened basically in the year of 1993 is when we were in Somalia, and they were there to try to help clear out some of the war criminals that were kind of taking over the town of of Somalia, Africa, which is right there on the coast. And so, granted, here we are trying to help these people out, and they keep creating genocide issues. And, that's kind of a no-no. So, luckily, we were there to help, but unfortunately, we found ourselves in a bit of a crossfire. Yeah. Basically, it's a civil war that we really shouldn't have been involved in, but, hey, but I tell you what, though, when this movie came out, we were all kind of like, well, let's see, because we were all kind of like, we don't really know if we want a realistic take on a war, movie right now because of what had happened with, the falling of the Twin Towers and everything. But leave it to Ridley Scott. He pulls together an amazing, amazing film. And, what can I say? I mean, he, just an amazing, amazing director. And this kind of basically started off like a lot of what modern war films and TV shows kind of look like now. This is kind of the style of it. So we have the booklet, as well as just a single disc, which features basically the film is in widescreen, and also features audio in English and French, subtitles in English, French, Chinese, and Thai. But there are subtitles in the film when certain characters are speaking the African language. But it also has a Black Hawk Down on the set featurette, as well as animated menus, theatrical trailers, filmographies, scene selections, and production notes. So this is pretty much very early on in the realm of DVDs, where you would basically get what they call special features, which are just little menu things, and you have just like your own little featurette, and you have little menus and filmographies that other actors and directors have been involved in. So yeah, this was like right off the hots of Gladiator as well as Hannibal. So, um, few years go down the line, and several movies come out, like Pearl Harbor, and very stylized, type of films and other that type of thing. So then, thanks to DVD, studios realized, hey, we can actually release other versions and put them out there, on DVD to make, more money based off of, one film. So with that, they released the extended cut, yeah, which is, I showed this this in a Blu-ray DVD update video not that long ago. And this movie is this version is a little difficult to find, at least in my area. But because you can mainly tell a lot of the difference because there it is, the spine, if you can see it. Yeah, there's Eversman there, but then it looks like it has the same font and whatnot. However, it's the same similar font again, but this time with him with a different photo of him. With the Blackhawks and them running down to capture the war criminals and what have you. Now, granted, I'll have to find a case for it, but the cover art is completely different than what was shown in the original. Yeah, so I'll have to find another case for this, but the only booklet that it came with is basically just a flyer for other collector's edition DVDs of war films and what have you, and also features Das Boot. If you have not seen that version of it, I highly recommend checking that one out. I believe I have most of these films that's on this flyer. Yeah, it's got other one's also there for other military, war films to add to your collection and whatnot. But yeah, now I have not seen this particular edition of the film, but granted, it is about 8 minutes longer, so it's like 2.5 hours, give or take. Now I don't know what all has been added into it. Whenever I get a chance to sit down and watch it, I will and whatnot. So with that, the studios realized, hey, we actually made a pretty decent amount of money off of Black Hawk Down, and it won 2 Oscars for Best Film Editing and Best Sound. Then they decided to go all out with the packaging. Yeah. They released probably the best edition of this film. Now, granted, here's the downfall. This particular edition does not include the extended cut. You can only get the extended cut by itself. However, we have, you can find this one basically just about everywhere. We have the Deluxe Black Hawk Down 3-disc edition. This is the edition you want to get. It has basically the exact same featurette and all that on that same disc. It does not include the extended cut, though, as I mentioned. But not only that, you get some pretty cool artwork on there. You got them running away from a bomb that went off. I believe it was an RPG actually. Then you also have back here William Fichtner, who co-stars in the film, which is actually pretty cool. They also got at the time Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, Ewan McGregor, who co-starred in this film. Like I said, this puppy has 3 discs of content. Yeah, lots of really, really cool artwork. And what's kind of cool is that all of the discs that are on here, let's take all the discs out here real quick, is that every single disc actually matches up with the photo that's in the back. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, this thing is just absolutely, and, the movie itself is really, really amazing. And not only that, you got, Ridley Scott got Hans Zimmer to do the score, and since then, Hans Zimmer's score for this film kind of really set the style for what a lot of modern, warfare games and soundtracks kind of sound like now. But this puppy is absolutely loaded with extras. I mean, buttloads of extras. So for disc one, you have widescreen presentation, which is the only way to actually watch it, in my opinion. We have 3 commentaries. We have one by director Ridley Scott and producer Jerry Bruckheimer. We also have a commentary by author Mark Bowden and screenwriter Ken Nolan. But also the cool thing about this is that they also have an audio commentary by the Task Force Ranger veterans that were actually involved in this incident. You got your audio, subtitles, all that, filmographies, basically the same thing that's on this disc. Now here's the meat of the disc. Oh yeah. Disc 2, we have The Essence of Combat, making a Black Hawk Down, a 150-minute documentary. So literally you have a movie that is literally just as long as this, a documentary, just as long as the movie. That's how documentaries should be done. Then you also have 8 deleted scenes and alternate scenes with optional commentary, Designing Mogadishu featurette, production design archive, storyboards with optional commentary, Ridleygrams with optional commentary. Now, Ridleygrams are basically Ridley Scott's sketches of kind of how he does storyboards and what have you, which that is actually pretty cool. We also have Jerry Bruckheimer's Black Hawk Down photo album. Yeah, now that is really, really cool, seeing that he took all these photos while they were shooting the film, and he's such an amazing photographer. Also, we have title design explorations with optional commentary, as well as photo galleries. Yeah, the title design is explorations of how they were trying to open up the film with, but as we pretty much all know by now, it's pretty much this font that's used. It's used basically in every military-related stuff that's been out since, this movie. So then finally, disc 3. Now here's where we get some really cool stuff. We have the History Channel presents The True Story of Black Hawk Down, and PBS presents Frontline, Ambush, and Mogadishu. Plus there's also the mission timeline, which actually goes literally through the entire mission of when they were capturing several of Mohammed Farid Aidid's his helpers and his advisors, basically to when they lost the first Black Hawk helicopter when it was shot down, all the way through to the end of the mission. Also, there is the target building insertion, a multi-angle sequence with optional commentary. There's also question and answer forums with BAFTA, Motion Picture Editors Guild, and America Cinematique. There's also a music video by Denise Prigid, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and Lisa Gerard. The song is Gortaz Iran Jihad Agendas, I believe that's how you pronounce it. But it's basically, if you listen to the soundtrack, you know which one that is. Plus, it also has theatrical poster concepts as well as the trailer and TV spots. Yeah. Now, if you're looking for a really good modern warfare movie, once again, this 3-disc edition is the one to get. The film is basically, the time length is basically the exact same as this, and it has the same featurette. I believe it has the same featurette on this one, but I cannot remember. It's been so long since I watched it, but but it does not have the extended cut. So if you can find that in this, that's basically the 2 that you want, or like if you're like a collector like me, get all 3 editions, because I think there actually might be a few changes in the overall color in the picture, a little bit, depending on which edition you have. So with that, this concludes this collection overview update or review or what have you. And so with that, remember to please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next overview.